Marcus Reed tightened his grip on the steering wheel as rain hammered against his windshield. Across the empty parking lot, beneath the flickering lights outside North Crest Solutions, he saw someone stumble. He squinted through the storm and immediately froze. It was Vivian Hart, the CEO. She nearly lost her balance. "Careful," Marcus shouted. He rushed across the wet pavement while thunder cracked overhead. Vivian steadied herself against a pillar, her heels slipping slightly. The company Christmas party had ended almost 40 minutes ago, and Marcus had stayed behind, as usual, cleaning offices while everyone else celebrated. Vivian looked up slowly. Marcus had seen her hundreds of times before. Everyone had. The powerful CEO with the sharp suits and even sharper stare. But tonight she looked different. Tired. Alone. Human. "My ride cancelled," she muttered while staring at her dead phone. Great timing. Marcus looked around. The lot was nearly empty. "You've been waiting out here alone?" Vivian let out a tired laugh. Apparently, rain continued pouring. Marcus hesitated. Then he remembered something his daughter Emma had told him that morning. "Daddy, good people help people." He cleared his throat. "I can drive you home." Vivian looked up immediately. For a second, neither spoke. "You?" she asked. Marcus suddenly felt awkward. "I know that sounded strange." She stared at him. Marcus Reed. Night maintenance staff. Not executive. Not management. Not someone she'd ever spoken to beyond good evening. The silence stretched. Then thunder shook the sky. Vivian looked around at the empty lot and sighed. "Okay." Minutes later they sat inside Marcus's old sedan. Silence. Rain tapped against the roof. Vivian stared forward while Marcus drove carefully. Then her eyes drifted. An 8-year-old's drawing was taped beside the dashboard. Stick figures. A smiling sun. A badly written message. "Me and Daddy." Vivian blinked. "You have a daughter?" Marcus smiled immediately. "Emma." His face changed instantly, saying her name. Vivian noticed. Single word. Huge emotion. "How old?"
8.
"You talk about her like she's your whole world." Marcus laughed softly. "Because she is." Something about that answer stayed with Vivian. For several moments, neither spoke. Then she asked quietly, "Her mother?" Marcus's smile faded. "Passed away years ago." Silence. "Oh." He shrugged gently. "Life keeps moving." Vivian looked out the window. No complaint. No self-pity. Just acceptance. After another minute she asked, "So you clean offices all night and work at the warehouse during the day?" Marcus laughed. "When you say it out loud, it sounds terrible." "That sounds exhausting." "It is." "Then why do it?" Marcus looked ahead. "Because Emma deserves options I never had." Vivian stared at him. No hesitation. No dramatic speech. Just truth. Then Marcus glanced at her. "What about you?" Vivian looked surprised. "What about me?" "You run a huge company." Silence. Then another silence. Longer. Finally Vivian gave a small laugh. "People think success fixes loneliness." Marcus said nothing. "You build something big enough and everyone assumes you're happy." Rain filled the quiet. Marcus glanced at her briefly. "Were you waiting for someone tonight?" Vivian looked down.
No.
That answer felt heavier than anything else said all night. When they arrived outside her home, Marcus pulled over. Vivian stared at the house but didn't move. Then she looked at him. "Thank you, Marcus." It was the first time she'd ever said his name. Monday morning Marcus nearly dropped his coffee when his phone rang. "Mr. Reed?" "Yes. The CEO's office would like to see you." His stomach dropped.
See him? Why?
His mind raced all morning. Did he say something wrong? Was offering help inappropriate? By noon he stood outside executive offices sweating. The assistant smiled. "Go in." Marcus entered nervously. Vivian looked up. "Relax," she said. He blinked. "Relax." She smiled slightly. "You're acting like you're being interrogated." Marcus laughed nervously. "A little." Then Vivian surprised him. "I wanted to thank you properly." Marcus shook his head. "No need." "There is." She slid another paper across the desk. "Lunch invitation." Executive team. Marcus stared, then stared again. Me? Yes. The lunch was worse than he imagined. Executives wore expensive suits. Marcus felt completely out of place. Conversation slowed when he sat down. Daniel Pierce, senior operations manager, frowned. Vivian noticed immediately. Halfway through lunch, Daniel asked, "Marcus, how long have you worked nights?" Marcus swallowed. 3 years. Daniel nodded politely. Conversation nearly died. Then Marcus quietly spoke. Actually, maintenance crews lose almost 40 minutes each shift because supply storage is organized backwards. Everyone looked at him. Marcus froze. Sorry. Vivian leaned forward.
No.
Continue. Marcus hesitated. If cleaning equipment moved closer to service elevators, workers saved time. Daniel crossed his arms. How would you know? Marcus looked confused. Because I work there. Silence. Real silence. Vivian looked interested. Marcus continued carefully. And warehouse deliveries overlap with cleaning crews every Tuesday. That's another delay. Suddenly people listened. Actually listened. Over the next few weeks, Vivian kept calling Marcus into meetings. Not for cleaning. For ideas. Employees noticed.
Whispers spread.
Daniel questioned it. Others did too. Why Marcus? Why him? Marcus felt pressure building. One afternoon, he finally confronted Vivian. People think this is charity. Vivian looked up slowly. Do you? Marcus stared.
No.
Then why care? He hesitated. I don't belong in those rooms. Vivian stood, walked around her desk, then looked directly at him. Marcus, do you know why I reserve the seat beside me now? He looked confused. What? Because everyone in those rooms talks. Silence. But you notice. Marcus said nothing. She handed him an envelope. He stared, opened it. Facilities operations supervisor. Full salary. Benefits. Day shifts. Marcus blinked repeatedly, then looked up.
No.
Vivian smiled. No. You can't. I can. Marcus shook his head. Why? Vivian's eyes softened. Because one night in a storm, someone everyone overlooked stopped walking and helped me. Marcus looked down. Emotion hit instantly. Months later, Vivian stood on stage accepting a community leadership award. Hundreds watched. Marcus sat in the audience beside Emma. Vivian smiled. People think leadership means being above others. She paused. I learned leadership means seeing people everyone else ignores. Then she looked directly toward Marcus. One act of kindness changed my life. Marcus lowered his head while Emma squeezed his hand. If this story touched you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and comment below. What's one small act of kindness you've never forgotten? Because sometimes one ride through the rain doesn't just take someone home. Sometimes it changes where both people are headed forever.